Good evening and welcome to the evening news for today, Friday, December 23, 2022. I am Jemima Holmes. Thank you for tuning in. Now let's take a look at some of the lead stories tonight. We're not in the business of real estate. GL&SC warns against sale of state lands. Builders confident house will be delivered to struggling BERBICE family in time for Christmas. BERBICE man arrested with stolen, slaughtered cattle. Pastor killed in MORUCA boat accident. And LUSIGNAN prison escapee nabbed in Suriname handed over to GPF. Now for the news in detail. Chief Executive Officer of the Guyana Lands and Surveys Commission, Enrique Moniz, has warned persons who possess lease lands against selling or releasing them, noting that the agency is not in the business of real estate. Here is more from Lawanda McAllister.
Chief Executive Officer of the Guyana Lands and Surveys Commission, Enrique Moniz, has revealed that the entity is aware and looking into cases of persons listing state lands for sale.
If you run the ads in the land market, there's a lot of state land available for sale. Quite a lot. And we have been checking on them. We will not allow persons to attempt to sell land. We're not in the business of real estate. We're giving people the opportunity to have a piece of land, to own a piece of land for their own development. As Joel said, just so to empower you, not to sell it at a profit. Because we could have sold it too. We could have done that. We could have just called a sale and everybody come in and pay $2 million and get a piece of land. But this is for your own development because you're only paying $100 a acre, you know. And if you plant one orange tree, I think you're going to make that $100, right?
Emphasized that the sale of state lands is not allowed, and he encouraged leaseholders to ensure they develop their properties in accordance with the terms of their leases.
If you say you're going to build a house, go build a house, right? If you say you're going to do agriculture, go do agriculture. Because some of these lands are also in areas that are zoned for certain things. You're not going to take an agricultural land and then you're going to say you're going to put up a sawmill, or a residential land, and you're going to put up a sawmill to the detriment of the neighbors.
Moreover, the CEO noted that these leased lands can be transferred, but permission is needed from the Lands and Surveys Commission.
When that request comes to us for a transfer, we do an inspection. If we see bush, we're not going to transfer it, because it means that you just collect the lease and sell it. But if you have development, that's a different story.
Lawanda McAllister, The Evening News.
Attorney General and Legal Affairs Minister Anil Nandlal has said that come next year, the Constitutional Reform Commission will be appointed and will commence its work with public consultations across the country. Find out more in this Vanu Manikchand report.
Next year also, we will see the Constitutional Reform Commission appointed and will begin the important task of reforming our Constitution. The building has already been identified, it has already been equipped, and we will begin to put the infrastructure, the operational infrastructure in place in terms of human resources and the secretariat, etc., so that the commission has to be appointed, and once appointed, it will move smoothly into the important exercise of constitutional reform.
That was Attorney General Anil Nandlal during his weekly program Issues in the News. He reiterated that this commission will not only be balanced with political and civil society stakeholders, but will also be holding public consultations throughout the country.
It's not a politically influenced commission, but it has 50% political membership and 50% civil society membership. The 50% political membership comes from the political parties in the parliament, and the other 50% from civil society organizations. And their mandate is to go out there, hear the people, solicit their views, and to make recommendations in respect of reforming the Constitution. That important task will begin in earnest in 2023.
The way was paved for the commencement of the constitutional reform process following the passage of the Constitutional Reform Bill in the National Assembly last month. Back in August of this year, the government presented the Constitutional Reform Commission Bill 2022 in the National Assembly, which seeks the establishment of a Constitutional Reform Commission to review the country's supreme laws. According to the provisions of the bill, the Commission will review the Constitution to provide for the current and future rights, duties, liabilities, and obligations of the Guyanese people. It is mandated for that purpose to receive, consider, and evaluate submissions for the alteration of the Constitution and report its recommendations to the Standing Committee for transmission to the National Assembly. Reporting for the Evening News, Fino Manakchand.
President Irfan Ali has posited that his government's strides to make the lives of citizens better is not a seasonal thing, but is rather a round-the-clock effort to ensure a successful country. In this regard, he revealed that his government has delivered more than 75% of the promises it made in its manifesto. Rupa Sinarain tells us more.
President Dr. Irfan Ali on Wednesday brought Christmas cheer to hundreds of senior citizens from Region 3 during a luncheon at his Lenora residence. In his remarks, the head of state shared that despite the challenges faced as a result of the pandemic, his government has been able to deliver more than 75% of what was promised in their elections manifesto in just over 2 years.
For us, our relationship with you, with the people of this country, with our citizens, is not a seasonal relationship. It's a relationship that is based on working hard every day to do the best we can to make the lives of all our citizens better. We have launched many new innovative programs over the last 2 years to support our elderly, to support our young people, to support children. We have brought back many of the important policies that we had before.
The president reminded that healthcare has been high on the agenda, with a brand new state-of-the-art facility to be built soon in the Dikendren Tushin area. This is one of 3 hospitals to be built in the region.
Over the last 2 years, we have worked and we now have all the resources committed to building 4 level 5 hospitals in our country. Level 5 is the highest level of hospital you can get anywhere in the world. We are building 4 level 5 hospitals in Guyana. And in every single region, we are building level 3 hospitals, supported by community health centers, community health workers.
In October, the Ali-led administration announced a one-off cash grant of $28,000 for all old-age pensioners across Guyana, providing an additional $1.8 billion in disposable income to pensioners. Last year, a one-off grant of $25,000 was also paid to all old-age pensioners across the country. That initiative alone placed an additional $1.6 billion in the hands of pensioners. Upon assuming office in 2020, the PPPC government raised the old-age pension from $20,500 to $25,000 in 2021 and from $25,000 to $28,000 in 2022. Rupa Sinarain, The Evening News.
Our BERBICE correspondent Andrew Carmichael now gives us an update on progress on the house being built at the order of President Dr. Irfan Ali for the 29-year-old pregnant mother of 6 who pleaded for help for Christmas.
President Dr. Irfan Ali had committed to build a house for the woman after learning of her plight. The woman, 29-year-old Ramona Benedict, had been seeking help to make her children more comfortable for Christmas. Her Christmas wish was to be able to be in some degree of comfort and to have her children with her and food on the table, since many days she did not know where the next meal was coming from. President Ali had intervened and promised that he will have a house built for her and delivered to her in time for Christmas. It's a race against the clock. The builder feels that he will be winning the race.
From Tuesday night, Wednesday night until now. And last night we woke up to midnight, 12.
Yeah.
We tried hard for the thing for done for Christmas.
You think you will make it?
Yeah man, we got this.
But it's not painted as yet, it's not even finished. Got just over 24 hours.
By tomorrow you see difference.
How many persons working on the...
We had 12 right now working. 12 man, 12.
But
we had like 6 skills, 6 labor working.
From Bloomfield and the Quarantine, this is Andrew Carmichael for the Evening News.
Coming up, BERBICE Best Cop urges colleagues to rebuke corrupt acts, and LUSIGNAN prison ESCAPEE, NABBED in Suriname handed over to GPF. Do stay with us. More news ahead.
This Christmas, give the gift of life by protecting your loved ones against vaccine-preventable diseases. The Ministry of Health's nightly vaccination campaign continues throughout December at the Ministry of Health tarmac up to 7 p.m. Mondays to Saturdays. Administration of the HPV vaccine for children begins from 9 years old. So come out adults and bring your children to get vaccinated against HPV. But that's not all. Since it's a season of giving, we are gifting back to school supplies to children receiving HPV and COVID-19 vaccines throughout December. Adults, gifts for you too when you are vaccinated at the Ministry of Health, Brickdam, on December 25th, 26th, and 31st from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. For more information, contact us at 226-8171 or 226-3103. Vaccinate what you create. A message from the Ministry of Health and UNICEF.
Happy holidays from Superbet. We would like to extend the best wishes to you and your family. We're thankful for the tremendous support for the last 10 years, and we wish you a successful 2023. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from the management and staff of Superbet.
Optic offers great patient care that is tailored for my entire family.
At Optic, a wide selection of affordable optical frames and optical services are available to fit your budget.
At Optic, my family is provided with comprehensive eye examination and access to their ophthalmology services, all under one roof.
Optic takes pride in delivering exceptional customer service and a unique experience to you, our customers.
Optic Vision Care is a company that is Guyanese born and grown that will help you take care of your precious eyes.
Ocho. 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 Organic Ocho candy. What's inside counts.
Gap Foods is giving back even more to our customers in the month of December. Our 7-car promotion is on with 250 prizes to be won. It's valued over $30 million. And now every day, store-wide, you get 10 to 30% off everything in all departments, including 30% off awning windows, 20% off toys, steel doors, PVC windows, chain link fencing, showcases and bathroom enclosures, 15% off sliding doors and windows, water tanks too, and 10% off everything else in the retail store. Get 10% off everything in the wholesale department, including cement, steel rods, zinc sheets and blocks, everything except stone and sand. So shop now and save big at Gap Foods this Christmas. Follow us on Facebook. Gap Foods, the name you
This Christmas, give the gift of life by protecting your loved ones against vaccine-preventable diseases. The Ministry of Health's nightly vaccination campaign continues throughout December at the Ministry of Health tarmac up to 7 p.m. Mondays to Saturdays. Administration of the HPV vaccine for children begins from 9 years old. So come out, adults, and bring your children to get vaccinated against HPV. But that's not all. Since it's a season of giving, we are gifting back to school supplies to children receiving HPV and COVID-19 vaccines throughout December. Adults, gifts for you too when you are vaccinated at the Ministry of Health, Brickdam, on December 25th, 26th, and 31st from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. For more information, contact us at 226-8171 or 226-3103. Vaccinate what you create. A message from the Ministry of Health and UNICEF.
Welcome back. You're watching the evening news. A man is now in custody after he was allegedly found transporting meat said to have been stolen from a quarantine cattle farmer. Andrew Carmichael reports that the animals went missing this morning from the farmer's pen.
According to the police, at about 2 hours 30 on Friday, acting on information, police conducted an operation at Auckland Village Quarantine, Region 6, East BERBICE Quarantine, where they intercepted a canter bearing registration number GGV 1269, owned and driven by Sean Embrack, 48, a laborer of New Amsterdam, BERBICE. A search was conducted on the canter where ranks found 1 light brown cow, 1 spotted cow, and 2 dark brown cows. Police say all of the heifers were slaughtered into quarters with skin branded X87M. The driver was questioned about the animals and reportedly could not give a satisfactory explanation. The man was subsequently arrested. Meanwhile, about 2 hours later, the owner, who is a resident of Letterkenny Village in the quarantine, went to the Wim police station and identified the animals to be his property by the brand number, and also stated that the animals were not sold. The farmer, Munsami Baljit, called by, said he slept in a little shed built in the cow pen. He said at about 3 hours he awoke and realized that the animals were out of the pen. Upon checking, he found that a section of the fence was cut. A few of the animals were in a pasture nearby.
And I make a phone call to my home, and my 2 sons then come and help me bring the cow, and we start check. We check that we missing 2 cows. And I go home and say I'm going to pick up my friends and help me search. And when I go out on the road, I'll let Kenny head and meet the patrol them. I ask where I go in and tell them. And I ask my brand number, I tell them the brand number X87M. They say, you sure? So they hold a truck with cow, and they send me for go to the station. I can't remember the police name. They say, I go ask her. When I go to the station, I tell them, they actually see my brand number, I telling them. Then they make 1 2 phone call, then I call some bigger officer or something, and then tell me to go up the truck and see the cow. When we go up the truck now, it's a blue dumper truck. When we go up the truck and watch in the truck, we see the cow is 4 cows in the truck. And all 4 cows killed and the belly boss, they got them off already. And we tell the officer that the all 4 cows in this truck is me and them all 4.
Cow wrestling on the quarantine has been a worrying issue for the police. Baljit said he has about 50 heads of cattle, and it was the first time he suffered losses by way of theft.
When we wake up, I see 1 cow get on long rope in the pen. And so come home, I get knows the man come in the pen and take out cow because that 1 get on long rope and the rope don't belongs to me. Then I will go around, I buy them come around, I will bring in the rest and I will take off the rope and the rope hang on the fence.
Here in Auckland, the next village, there's evidence of blood, and according to Baljit, this is where the animals were slaughtered. From Auckland and the quarantine for the evening news, Andrew Carmichael.
A police constable is calling on fellow ranks within the Guyana Police Force to steer clear from corruption. The constable made the call after being awarded as the best cop in Region 6 this year during the force's annual award ceremony on Thursday. Our BERBICE correspondent Andrew Carmichael has that story.
Detective Constable Courtney Sampson is the 2022 best cop in Region 6, East BERBICE Quarantine. The detective over the past year would have investigated a series of high-profile matters. He was also part of drug eradication exercises along the BERBICE River, which resulted in millions of dollars of cannabis being destroyed and firearms removed from the streets. Samson has been with the force for some 7 years.
In order for you to enjoy your job and help people out there, you gotta love what you do, right? And everything comes with hard work.
What were some of the challenges you would have experienced in bringing you to this stage? And sacrifices.
A lot of sleepless nights, that's one. Sometimes you have to go the extra mile, or sometimes you have to walk to get things done because there ain't always a vehicle available. But as I said, in order for you to have what you want, you have to work hard.
What made you want to join the police force?
Surfing crime. And seeing a lot of drug users out there and how it affects the youths, that is one of the main concepts that motivate me to join the police force.
Do you feel that because of targeting some persons who might be narcotics, you can be targeted? Or have you been?
Being a police officer is always risky. The job itself is a risk, and once you're going to help persons and you're going to be placing persons behind bars, it's a risk. So every police officer has been targeted. That's the first thing. Once you're out there solving crime, you're going to be targeted.
Meanwhile, police prosecutor Corporal Winston Pelaya was adjudged second best cop.
Is one of the fiery prosecutors in the region. Is currently presenting the biggest narcotic bust that would have ever occurred in the history of the Guyana Police Force. You may have heard about the plane crash with a coke. Additionally, he would have prosecuted several high-profile matters resulting in convictions and committal. And that rank is no other than Corporal Winston Pelaya.
Meanwhile, a traffic rank Constable Balraj Budu is the region's number 3 cop who would have made a total of 1,112 traffic cases. The top performing ranks were given shopping vouchers to the tune of $15,000 along with cash incentives. Andrew Carmichael, The Evening News.
After 5 years on the run, prison escapee Paul Goraya has been recaptured in Suriname and was handed over to Guyanese law enforcement officers on Thursday. Goraya escaped from the LUSIGNAN prison on July 23, 2017, after he was committed to stand trial in the High Court for the murder of Anthony Breedy, which occurred between March 12 and 14, 2016, during the commission of a robbery. However, upon his return to Guyana, he was taken to the Criminal Investigations Department, where he was questioned, during which he told detectives that after escaping from the penitentiary, he made his way to Letem, Region 9. There, he was held by Brazilian authorities, but was subsequently released from custody. Upon his release, he lived in Brazil for another year before traveling to Suriname. Goraya was arrested back in 2020 after he and 2 other men had attempted to rob a family in June of that year. Police are investigating the circumstances surrounding the death of a pastor following a boat accident in the MORUCA River, Region 1. Dead is Rudolph Henry of MORUCA. The incident occurred at around 2 p.m. today. Up to news time, details surrounding the incident were not immediately available. The pastor's body is at the Kumaka District Hospital, awaiting a post-mortem examination. And now for a look at the bridge reports.
The Demerara Harbor Bridge is scheduled to be closed on Saturday, December 24th at 5:30 hours for a period of 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, the BERBICE River Bridge is scheduled to be closed on Saturday, December 24th at 17 hours for a period of 1.5 hours.
Nicholas Puran, most expensive West Indies player at IPL auction, and West Indies women suffer whitewash after scoring lowest T20 international total. Details of these stories and more in the Sportcast, sponsored by MacCorp, coming up on the other side of the break.
This Christmas, give the gift of life by protecting your loved ones against vaccine-preventable diseases. The Ministry of Health's nightly vaccination campaign continues throughout December at the Ministry of Health tarmac up to 7 p.m., Mondays to Saturdays. Administration of the HPV vaccine for children begins from 9 years old. So come out, adults, and bring your children to get vaccinated against HPV. But that's not all. Since it's a season of giving, we are gifting back to school supplies to children receiving HPV and COVID-19 vaccines throughout December. Adults, Gifts for you too when you are vaccinated at the Ministry of Health, Brickdam, on December 25th, 26th, and 31st from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. For more information, contact us at 226-8171 or 226-3103. Vaccinate what you create. A message from the Ministry of Health and UNICEF.
It's November already and soon it will be Christmas, so we at John Lewis Styles are giving away one Amazon Echo show every week in November and every day in December. Stream music and videos, make video calls and control smart devices, alarms, reminders and lots more. Every $5,000 spent gives you a chance to win when you shop for clothing, footwear, watches, fragrances, handbags, luggage and accessories. So visit us on Waterloo Street. John Lewis Styles, simply different.
Complete control of power is in your hands with the ultimate U.S. brand Generac generators from Sylvie's Variety Store. Get the supply and reliability you need every time. From 1,800 to 8,000 watts of power for residential and commercial use. Recoil and electric start with gasoline engines. Generac generators from the authorized dealers Sylvie's Variety Store.
This Christmas, give the gift of life by protecting your loved ones against vaccine-preventable diseases. The Ministry of Health's nightly vaccination campaign continues throughout December at the Ministry of Health tarmac up to 7 p.m. Mondays to Saturdays. Administration of the HPV vaccine for children begins from 9 years old. So come out adults and bring your children to get vaccinated against HPV. But that's not all. Since it's a season of giving, we are gifting back to school supplies to children receiving HPV and COVID-19 vaccines throughout December. Adults, gifts for you too when you are vaccinated at the Ministry of Health, Brickdam, on December 25th, 26th, and 31st from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. For more information, contact us at 226-8171 or 226-3103. Vaccinate what you create. A message from the Ministry of Health and UNICEF.